If I could describe The Wild Robot in a single phrase, that would be that it was simply the most beautiful film I've seen in 2024. The fact that it was an original animated film in times of soulless live-action remakes was already exciting enough, and yet this movie superseded all my expectations and gave me more than I could possibly dare to ask for. It was beautiful in every single way. It was emotional, it made me cry, and it hit me hard in the feels with its beautiful themes of motherhood and finding out what it means to have feelings, which is in the very core of the film, as Roz discovers her emotions after living with Fink and Brightbill despite being a robot, and it was so great to see her character developments throughout the story. It's possible to see how this progression in her character happened slowly but gradually. Even though she still couldn't understand or properly behave as a regular living being at times, it's clear how living with Fink and Brightbill changed her. But most of all, how Roz came from taking care of Brightbill simply because it was another task to fulfill her programming, to taking care of him because she loves him. She did everything within her reach to help Brightbill learn how to fly so he could survive, to the point of getting herself hurt in the process. But she wouldn't realize that she grew to truly love him until Brightbill leaves the island. She tries to reach out to him out of impulse and love, because it hurts her so much to be away from him. And taking care of Brightbill is what made Roz realize what it means to have emotions and feelings that come from the heart, so strong that no one can take them from you. She comes from taking care of him as a mere task to fulfill, with no regards to nurturing and empathy, to taking care of him as his real mother. And that change of heart was just so beautiful to see. Same for Brightbill's development, as he learns the reason he is alive is because of Roz, regardless of how flawed and bizarre being raised by her was. And when he acknowledges his feelings that he indeed loves her as his mom, despite being an outcast, bullied and treated with contempt by the other geese. It was that imperfect upbringing that managed to make him survive, when actually he was fated to die for being a runt, and everything Roz did was for his sake. He ended up being raised by an odd and imperfect family, but they were a family that truly cared and loved each other, and that is what truly matters. Other moments throughout the movie, big or small, also hit me in the feels and made this movie even more emotional to me. Longneck recognizing Roz's merit for raising Brightbill and giving him a chance to live and being the sole animal, other than Fink and Pinktail, to treat her nicely and with respect, whereas all the other animals despise her, was touching. The island animals coming to like Roz after treating her so poorly for so long and being sad for her leaving the island was also so emotional and great. How Brightbill leaves the island while still estranged with Roz, and both of them being unable to say I love you before flying away, and how it hurt them to part ways without telling each other how they truly felt, made that scene even more heartbreaking. Brightbill longing to find Roz to apologize and tell her that he loves her, only to find her deactivated and with all her memories wiped out, once again unable to tell her what he feels, was heart-wrenching. Roz getting flashbacks of all memories she had of Brightbill while taking care of him was so sweet and emotional, catching my feelings off guard again. And needless to say that Brightbill and Roz fighting each other at the end of the movie had me in tears. I must also praise the soundtrack, which could be so emotional at times and enhance the feelings coming from the scenes even more. The animation was great, and the voice actors did a superb job. The Wild Robot is the first original animated movie in years to resonate with me so deeply and to hit me hard in the feels. The last time I felt all that while watching an animated film was about 5 years ago with Makoto Shinkai's Weathering With You film. And I'm so glad that The Wild Robot made me feel all that again. I'll keep The Wild Robot close to my heart. And I can't thank DreamWorks and its author Peter Brown enough for making this film.